Audience, welcome back. Today we are diving into some very strange memory and recall biases in very deep. Okay, so this is the strange world of memory, and your brain is not a camera. Okay, your brain is not a camera. It edits, exaggerates, and sometimes even invents by its own. Okay, it also manipulate your past memories, your past perception, your analysis. It always invent, edit everything. That's why we misjudge experiences, rewrite the past, and fall for false stories. So, guys, my suggestion for you, you always know that I am giving you an advice that watch this video in 1.5x or 2x. It is going to be helpful for you, okay, because sometimes I am talking very slow. So, yeah, and let's move on to our four biases, okay, four biases or effects, we can say. Okay, so let's move on. The first one, peak and rule. The peak and rule, we don't remember the full experience. We remember very few moments. Okay, the peak is where the most intense one happened. Okay, and the end is the final impression. That means we always remember two things. Okay, in a certain moment, in a certain experience, whatever in your past, if you want to recall it, you are always going to recall the intense moment and the expression, the impression, the conclusion. Okay, whatever happened till the end. That's how you tell a story. That's how you tell a story about your past, that oh, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and that's what I got. Okay, or that's the problem I solved. Okay, this is how you tell a story, and this is how your mind works. Your mind is a storyteller, and he always edit your memory in such a way that it will become a story. Okay, he does not think in a very, that particular logical manner. You have to train your mind to think in a very logical manner. That's why we need to understand these biases. That's why we need to understand these heuristics. Okay, so then we can train ourselves. So then we can understand our own mind, how this works. Okay, so the this is the illustrations. Okay, the vacation, dentist visit, key takeaways. A magical sunset makes it more memorable and joyful. A friendly goodbye makes it feel less daunting. Okay, like a vacation with one magical sunset and a smooth flight. Okay, it feels amazing. Okay, even if most days were average, the in between may be average, but you will always remember the great part. Okay, the great part. A dentist visit with one painful jab, but a friendly goodbye feels not so bad, right? That's why they are always very, like very welcoming, and that's how we make friendship relations. Okay, so this is the analysis that why it matters. People don't remember your entire product, service, or event. They remember the best moment and the last moment. They always remember the best moment and the last moment. Okay, how you are ending. That's why most of the apps always have these kind of effect working. Like for example, they have streaks. Okay, they have streaks and goals for you, like Duolingo, right? Duolingo app, it always uses these fundamental topics. Okay, always give you certain kind of challenge at the first point, and then it always give you the reward. Okay, this is what the peak and rule. Okay, so the rosy retrospection. Okay, but before that, I want to just tell you one thing, that where this always apply, like for example the peak and rule. Okay, let's talk about that, how the peak and rule applied in the realistic world. Like I just want Excalibur, no, sideboard, start. Yes, so okay, sideboard. So in the sideboard, I'm going to talk about some examples, like how businesses or brands they are using it. Okay, businesses and brands using these biases. So like for example, Disney theme park engineer one peak one peak fireworks, like, okay, and also a smooth end. Okay, smooth end, like they have fireworks, right? And similarly, like if you don't know about the Disney theme park, if you have ever goes to the Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad, in India I'm talking about Hyderabad, we have Ramoji Film City. Okay, we have Ramoji Film City, and they also use this particular method. Okay, they also use this Disney method, that they always treat you, they always give you great ending. Okay, great ending, like they always follow you. Okay, and they have really good memorable events, and there are so many things happen in Ramoji Film City. That's why I always love this place, that they offer you such a kind expression, that impression. Okay, you always remember that. Okay, and that's the thing, that these businesses always thrive, that this is how restaurants also work. Okay, the politics, yeah, politicians, like politicians design speeches with one emotional high point. Okay, one emotional high point, a peak, and a strong closing. Okay, and a strong closing. The middle details may be forgotten. The middle details, maybe they are talking about some facts, maybe they are talking about some false claims. Okay, but doesn't matter. They they create a urgency at the very starting point, that this will happen if you don't give us the vote, this will happen. And this is how they make the whole speech in a way that you always remember the whole speech, but you always forgot the middle part, you always understand the last part, that oh, this will happen. That's and even newspaper use this. Okay, newspaper have their headlines, right? They have headlines, and in the headline they always print the most highlighted part. Okay, they always print the most highlighted part, the most controversial part. Okay, so let's move on to rosy retrospection. Okay, rosy retrospection. So what is rosy retrospection, guys? Power of nostalgia. Yes, the rosy retrospection illustrate how our memories can be distorted, often leading us to remember the past as better than it truly was, emphasizing joy over pain. So, like, people retell experiences more positively than they lived them. Okay, whenever they recall a memory, they always, enhance that experience, whatever happened. Like, they either exaggerate something. Okay, like in marketing, most most these events, post event or highlight reels, make attendees remember magic, not the cues. Okay, like in branding, customer who struggle but succeeded with your product will retail the story as a win. That's the thing, guys. This rosy retrospection is like your exaggeration, right? That's how you always feel a very good moment. Okay, a good moment instantly by recalling that memory. Okay, by recalling that memory, a good part of that area, of that particular instance. Oh my god, this bench, in this particular AI, this bench, this girl is oh wow, great. Okay, this AI image, sometimes it have that problem. Okay, so yeah, rosy retrospection. So like in travel, companies use nostalgic ads, right, showing perfect vacation, right, perfect vacation, sunset. They always show you the best part, right? Whatever you are, if you are planning for travel, or if you are looking for a travel planner, they are going to show you the best parts, right? Maybe the if you are looking for the, this heel site, okay, the most difficult part is you want to climb this area, right? But they are not going to show you that. They are going to show you the view, right, the scenery, when you are going to see the whole world through this area, right, this peak. So that's the thing. Like Coca-Cola shares a Coke campaign leaned on nostalgia, reminding people of simpler times with personalized bottles. Okay, even in politics, campaigns often invoke the good days, good old days, right? Did you remember that? In politicians always give you the recall, the remembrance of good old days. पहले ज़माने में अच्छा होता था, पहले का टाइम बहुत अच्छा होता था, द गुड ओल्ड डेज, painting the past as better. They always paint the past as better than it was. This taps into voters' tendency to remember history more positively, even though that history have some loopholes. Okay, but they use it, the old past. That's how this works. So this is what the analysis, that nostalgia can be leveraged in marketing to create memorable experiences, enhancing brand loyalty and customer satisfaction, right? At the end of this slide, I am going to give you some practical execution. Okay, so don't worry about it. Yeah, the hindsight bias. Hindsight bias is the I knew it all along effect. Okay, remember this. After something happens, we convince ourselves it was obvious, even if it was not. Okay, it was obvious, but it was not. So hindsight bias lead us to believe that past events were predictable, causing us to overlook uncertainty and rewrite our memories to fit our current understanding. Okay, for example, that cricket match. After a cricket match, your friend says, of course they were going to win, though they were unsure before. Like whatever that particular opponent is, maybe the Australia, right? Previously, like in the 2023 World Cup, right? Everyone was sure that Australia is going to lose and India is going to win that particular World Cup. Okay, but we lost. Okay, we lost that World Cup. I don't know if 2023 or 2024. Maybe I had a problem. World Cup 20. Okay, cricket World Cup 20. Even I am having some biases, right? Cricket World Cup 2023. Yeah. Yes. I'm right. True. The India versus Australia World Cup. This is what I am talking about. Yes. So that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. That no one ever noticed that, oh, Australia can be winning, because India had the winning streak. Okay, they were winning the 10 matches. Okay, without losing a single match, but still Australia won the World Cup. Okay, after a startup fails, people claim it was obvious the idea would not work. See, like a businessman put his everything in that particular idea, right? And once the startup fail, people start to create their own stories. Okay, why this failed? Yes, there are some truth, but there are some biases too, and the one is hindsight bias. Okay, so that's the thing. This hindsight bias, reflective thinking, individuals ponder past decisions feeling they always knew. The analysis, guys, hindsight bias, very important stuff. This hindsight bias can hinder learning by creating false certainty, affecting team outcomes and personal growth perspectives. So I'm giving you some example like hindsight bias, how brands use it. Okay, after a failed product launch, executives or analysts often say it was obvious, it was obvious that this would fail. Okay, it was obvious that this would fail. Even investor will say that. Okay, investor will claim that they knew a stock would rise, like this stock would rise or fall after the fact. Okay, politicians after elections, commentators insist the outcome was predictable, ignoring how uncertain polls were before. This creates the illusion of inevitability, like the polls, right? The polls always show that, oh, this party is winning, this party is losing, but after the result, this party won and this party lost. But people now create their own analysis that why this party won. Okay, so that's the thing, guys. Misinformation effect. Now we are moving towards the misinformation. Is it the last? Yes, it is the last effect. So the misinformation, what is it? How false information changes memory. Our memory changes when exposed to false or misleading information. False or misleading information, misleading facts. Okay, misleading information covered as facts, right? So misinformation effect reveals how our memories can be altered by exposure to misleading information, demonstrating that repeated lies often feel true and reshape our perception. For example, you read a rumor online and later you remember it as fact, right? It can be any rumor. A friend insists you said something and you didn't, and after hearing it enough, you start doubting yourself. Friend insists, repeated conversation can create self doubt and confusion. Always, the greatest manipulators, if someone want to manipulate you, someone want to trick you, they want to get a information, they always give the repeated conversation effect. Okay, they they will give you that same question again and again and again. They will ask you why, they will ask you what. Okay, no matter what, no matter what, the best way to get out of this situation is say bye. Okay, bye bye friend, bye bye, go back to your home, because they are going to convince you to do that. That's the level they have, that's the understanding they have of people. So memory vulnerability, our recollections can be easily influenced by others. Misinformation impact, fake news can distort reality, posing branding risks and reshaping personal memory, leading to significant life impact. Fake news articles sometimes place ads next to fabricated stories, unintentionally linking brands to misinformation. Brands use it, guys. Misinformation effect, brands mostly use it. Like a global cosmetic brand faced a viral false claim on social media about harmful ingredients. Even after clarification, many customers remembered the false story. Like politicians also used it, that repeated slogans, right? The repeated slogans or half truth. half truth, not full truth, but half truth, engineered truth, become accepted as fact through repetition, even when evidence is mixed. So, guys, these are the practical applications. Okay, exploring cognitive biases in daily life. So, peak and rule. Consider the peak moments and ending that shape memories. Design experiences that highlight these aspects to create lasting impressions. Rosy retrospection. Reflect on past experiences with a critical eye. A critical eye. Acknowledge both the high and lows to gain a balanced perspective of your own memories. Okay. Hindsight. Challenge the tendency to rewrite the past. Recognize uncertainty in decision making to foster genuine learning and growth in future endeavors. This is based on the perspective level. Okay, you have to change your perspective. Then these experience reflection, okay, the experiencing and the memory journal, you have to just implement these stuff in a writing format. Okay, write down 3 past experiences highlighting the peak moments and the final impressions. This practice helps identify how memory shapes perceptions and decisions. Journal about one memory that feels sugar coated. Okay, talk about it. Talk to yourself that particular memory which is sugar coated over time. Reflect on the actual feelings during that experience to uncover distortions in your recollection. Decision verification. Record a decision you felt you knew all along. You knew it. You think that, yes, I am 100% sure about this decision. This can be a bias. Verify that uncertainty that surrounded it to confront your tendency to rewrite the past. Just figure out that those 3 past decisions where you were always certain about it, right? But maybe you failed, or you somehow by any chance you succeeded in that decision. Okay, just ask yourself, what are the 3 decisions I made in previous month, okay, or previous week. It will actually, these are the practical exercises, right? If you really apply this, your memory biases, and not only that, but your observational skills will enhance. Okay, so that's the thing, guys. This is how we are ending this video. Okay, the memory is not a library, it's a storyteller. It exaggerates peaks, sweetens the past, rewrites outcomes, and bends to lies. So, guys, I'm Ash, or Akash. Okay, and this is the KISS Lab, the Keep It Stupid Simple Labs. We are ending this video with the slogan, keep it simple, build it bold. Bye bye.